Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel, you guys. So for today's video, you guys, I have a intro story that I wanted to speak about, basically, because like when we want history to actually be revealed to us from ancient time to present time, you guys, we go through a stages of development. So I know 3,500 years ago because I was here that long ago. This is when Nefertiti, King Tut, Amenhotep the third, King Akhenaten, and all the pharaohs and kings and queens who ruled into this world. So yes, but I'm the only one who made it from that dynasty to this dynasty that made it, because I was in a burying chamber of my son's King Tut's tomb of his royal casket in his tomb. So yes, you guys. So I wanted to talk about more things in my own persona of like reactions, so that way I can react to these statements of news that I just found out of fact finding. So I wanted to talk about the true history of King Solomon's demons and the demons of King Solomon, of angelology and demonology of angels and demons. And I wanted to actually speak and actually just get a reaction video from this proceeding. So I just wanted to put some insight. This is, of course, if you want to watch more into it, this is what the full ownership of these title is. This is their name on their channel, so you can watch more in the graphic of this video. I'm only going to take a part of this video for my own reactions basis, just to find fact finding information. So I just wanted to let you guys know I'm just looking to find factual evidence of what I know to be shrewd as claim of events, so I can know and actually acknowledge that I was here back in those times and acknowledge that I'm here now. And I work on all my jurisdictions as I have to do with every powers that I invested myself with. And I am the master of my seat, and I'm the master of my chamber. So yes, you guys. So with that being said, I wanted to actually just explore more demographic knowledge. So yes, you guys. So yeah. So I want to say thank you. So now we could watch this video, and I want to say thank you for the person who made this, so I can do a reactions video.
It is often said that many texts were not included, as the Bible was translated from its original language to a common language, or were intentionally removed in the course of the numerous translations over the centuries and years. One of these texts is the Testament of Solomon, son of David, who was king in Jerusalem, and mastered and controlled all spirits of the air, on the earth, and under the earth. By the help of these spirits, he built the magnificent temple and all its transcendent works. We shall know the authorities these spirits wield against men, and by what angels they are made powerless. Shall we begin?
Remember thy will.
Behold, when the temple of the city of Jerusalem was being built, and as the workmen were all busy, a demon called Ornias came among them toward sunset. He took away half of the pay of the master workman's little boy, as well as half his food. Every day, Ornias sucked the thumb of the child's right hand, and every day, the child grew thin, although he was very much loved by the king. Thus, King Solomon called the boy one day, and questioned him, saying, "Do I not love you more than all the artisans who are working in the temple of God? Do I not give you double wages, and a double supply of food? How is it that day by day, and hour by hour, you grow thinner?" The child said to the king, "I pray you, O king, listen to what has befallen all that your child has. After we are all released from our work on the temple of God, after sunset, when I lie down to rest, one of the evil demons comes and takes away from me one half of my pay and one half of my food. Then he also takes hold of my right hand and sucks my thumb, And lo, my soul is oppressed, and so my body waxes thinner every day. When Solomon heard this, he entered the temple of God, and prayed with all his soul, night and day, that the demon might be delivered into his hands, and that he might gain authority over him. And it came to pass, that grace was given to him from the Lord God, by Michael, his archangel. Michael brought him a little ring, having a seal consisting of an engraved stone, and said to him, Take, O Solomon, son of David, the gift which the Lord God has sent you, the highest Sabaoth. With it, you shall lock up all demons of the earth, male and female, and with their help, you shall build up Jerusalem. But you must wear this seal of God, and this engraving of the seal of the ring sent to you is a pentalpha. Solomon glorified the God of heaven and earth, and on the next day, he called the boy, and gave him the ring, and said to him, Take this, and at the hour in which the demon shall come unto you, throw this ring at the chest of the demon, and say to him, In the name of God, come. King Solomon summons you. Then, dear child, do come running to me, without any fear of what you may hear from the demon. So the child took the ring, and went off. And behold, at the customary hour, Ornias, the fierce demon, came like a burning fire to take the pay from the child. But the child, according to the instructions received from the king, threw the ring at the chest of the demon, and said, King Solomon calls you. And then he went off, running to the king. But the demon cried out aloud, saying, Child, why have you done this to me? Take the ring off me, and I will give to you the gold of the earth. Only take this ring off me, and give it back to Solomon. But the child said to the demon, As the Lord God of Israel liveth, I will not stand you any more. So come now. And the child came rejoicing to the king, and said, I have brought the demon, O king, as you did command me, O my master. And behold, he stands before the gates of the court of your palace, crying out, and supplicating with a loud voice, offering me the silver and gold of the earth, if I would not deliver him to you. When Solomon heard this, he rose up from his throne, and went outside into the vestibule of the court of his palace, and there he saw the demon, shuddering and trembling. And he said to him, Who are you? And the demon answered, I am called Ornias. And Solomon said to him, Tell me, O demon, to what zodiacal sign you are subject? And the demon answered, To the Aquarius. And I strangle those who are consumed with desire for the noble virgins on earth. But in case there is no disposition to sleep, I am changed into 3 forms. Whenever men come to be enamored of women, I metamorphose myself into a comely female, and I take hold of the men in their sleep, and play with them. And after a while, I again take to my wings, and fly to the heavenly regions. I also appear as a lion, and I am commanded by all the demons. I am the offspring of the archangel Uriel, the power of God. Having heard the name of the archangel, Solomon glorified God, and sealed the demon, and set him to work at stone cutting, so that he might cut the stones in the temple, which, lying along the shore, had been brought by the sea of Arabia. But the demon, fearful of the iron, continued and said to him, I pray you, King Solomon, let me go free, and I will bring you all the demons. He was not willing to be subject to Solomon, so Solomon prayed to the archangel Uriel for succor, and lo, he saw the archangel Uriel coming down from the heavens. The archangel had authority over the monsters of the sea, the behemoth and the leviathan, which come out of the abyss. In the book of Ezra, male sea monsters are named behemoth, and the female are named leviathan. As the archangel Uriel came forth, she cast her destiny to the ground, the destiny which made the great demons subject to her, and she commanded the great and bold Ornias to cut stones at the temple, and to bring to completion the construction of the temple. Solomon glorified God, and called forth Ornias, and gave him the seal, saying, Away with you, and bring to me the prince of all the demons. So Ornias took the finger ring, and went off to Beelzebul, who is king over the demons. He said to Beelzebul, Come, Solomon summons you. So Ornias took the finger ring, and went off to Beelzebul, who is king over the demons. He said to Beelzebul, Come, Solomon summons you. But Beelzebul, having heard him, said to him, Tell me, who is this Solomon, of whom you speak to me? Ornias simply threw the ring at the chest of Beelzebul, saying, Solomon the king summons you. By the power of the ring, Beelzebul cried aloud with a mighty voice, and shot out a great burning flame of fire, and he arose, and followed Ornias, and came to Solomon. When Solomon saw the prince of demons, he praised the Lord God. Then he questioned Beelzebul, saying, Who are you? The demon replied, I am Beelzebul, the ruler of the demons. Solomon demanded that without interruption, the chief of the demons seat close to him, and explain the manifestations of the demons. And Beelzebul sat next to the king, and promised to bring him all the spirits under his rule. Solomon asked of the demon if there were any females among them. And when he told him that there were, the king asked to see them. So Beelzebul went off at a high speed, and brought unto him a female demon called Onoskeles, who had a very pretty shape, and skin so fair, but her legs were those of a mule, and she tossed her head every now and then. The name Onoskeles means she who has the legs of an ass. As she stood before the throne, Solomon said to her, Tell me, who are you? And she said to him, I am called Onoskeles, a spirit which has been made into a body, and lurks upon the earth. There is a golden cave where I lie, but my most frequent dwelling places are the precipices, caves, and ravines. I am of many characters, and I pervert men from their true natures. I creep up from nature into the arms of men, and strangle them with a noose. But sometimes I do consort with them, in the semblance of a woman, especially with those of a darker skin. Those who share my star with me, who privately or openly worship my star, know not that they harm themselves, and fuel my appetite for further mischief. They wish to obtain money by the worship and commemoration of me. However, I supply a little to those who worship me fairly. Solomon questioned her about her birth, and she replied, I was born of an untimely voice, born from an echo of the utterance of a man, made in the woods. This spirit is similar to the Hebrew spirit and daughter of the voice, named Bath Kol, as well as to the Greek spirit, named Echo. Solomon said to her, Under what star do you pass? And she answered him, Under the star of the full moon, for the reason that the moon travels over most things. Then he said to her, And what angel is it that frustrates you? And she said to him, It is he who lives in you. She probably meant the Spirit of God in Solomon, but Solomon thought that she mocked him, and had his soldiers strike her. Onoskeles cried aloud, and said, I am subject to you, O king, by the wisdom of God, given to you, and by the angel Joel. So Solomon commanded her to spin the hemp for the ropes used in the building of the house of God, and accordingly, when he had sealed and bound her, she was overcome and made powerless, and to do nothing but spin the hemp night and day. After he had dealt with the succubus, Onoskeles, Solomon at once bade another demon to be led unto him, and instantly there approached him a spirit, intimidating and menacing, but he was bound. This was the demon, Asmodeus. And the king asked him, "Who are you?" But Asmodeus shot him a glance of anger and rage, saying, "And who are you?" And Solomon said to him, "You are subject to me, and to be punished by me. You must answer me." But the demon, with rage, said to him, "How shall I answer to you, you, who are born of a man, whereas I was born of an angel's seed, by a daughter of man? No word of our heavenly kind, addressed to you, earthborn, can be too offensive and arrogant. Behold, my star shines bright in heaven. Men call it the Great Bear, others call it the Dragon's Child, and I keep near unto this star. So, do not ask me many things, for your kingdom will fall after a little time, and your glory is but for a season, and short will be your tyranny over us, and then we shall again have free range over mankind, so that they shall revere us as if we were gods, and being mortal men that they are, they shall not know the names of the angels, set higher above our kind." And Solomon, on hearing this, bound Asmodeus more carefully, and ordered him to be flogged with the whip of ox hide, and to tell him humbly what was his name, and what was his business. And the demon answered him thus, "I am called Asmodeus among mortals, and my business is to plot against the newly wedded, so that they may not know one another, and I sever them utterly by many calamities. I waste away the beauty of virgin women, and estrange their hearts." And Solomon said to him, "Is this your only business?" And the demon answered him, "I tempt men into fits of desire and madness over other women, when they already have wives of their own, so that they leave their wives, and go off by night and day, to women who belong to other men, so that they fall into sin, and commit murderous deeds." Solomon listened in awe to this demon, for this was the same act for which his father, David, committed murder. He appealed to the demon by the name of the Lord Sabaoth, saying, "Fear God, Asmodeus, and tell me by what angel you are frustrated." And Asmodeus said, "I am frustrated by Raphael, the archangel, who stands before the throne of God. But the liver and gall of one fish also put me to flight, when smoked over ashes of the tamarisk." Solomon again asked him, "Hide nothing from me, for I am Solomon, son of David, king of Israel. Tell me the name of the fish which you fear." And the demon answered, "It is the glanos, by name, and is found in the rivers of Assyria. It is why I merely roam about in those parts." And Solomon said to him, "Have you nothing else about you, Asmodeus?" And the demon answered, "The power of God which has bound me with the indissoluble bonds of your seal, knows that whatever I have told you is true. I pray you, King Solomon, condemn me not to go into water." Solomon smiled, and said to him, "As the Lord God of my fathers liveth, I will lay iron on you to wear. But you shall also make the clay, for the entire construction of the temple, treading it down with your mighty feet." And the king ordered his men to give him 10 water jars to carry water in. And the demon groaned terribly, and did the work he was ordered to do. As an act of caution, Solomon had the liver and gall of the glanos fish hung on the spike of a reed, and burned it over Asmodeus, because this demon was so strong, because this demon knew even the future. And this he did, to frustrate this demon's unbearable malice.
Wow. This is the interesting news to know. In ancient times, what happened?
After Asmodeus had been bound, Solomon summoned again, to stand before him, Beelzebul, the prince of demons. And he sat him down on a raised seat of honor, and said to him, Why are you alone, O prince of the demons? And the demon said to him, Because I am all that is left of the angels that came down. I was once an angel in the first heaven, and now I control all those who are bound in Tartarus. But I have a child, and he haunts the Red Sea. He is subject to me, and comes up to me on occasions, and reveals to me what he has done, and I support him. So
Yeah, you guys, but I was just letting you guys see some of it, of course. If you guys want to watch the full video, of course, this is where I found this video at Ascended Thoughts. So you can check out their full copy ownership of their full video. This was just a reactions video. I was just doing a reactions. So I can actually know for myself as Nefertiti and as a spiritual soldier and spiritual master and just the supernatural realms of life as a soldier under the holy light of day and night. I just wanted to let you guys know that Nefertiti is here, you guys, and everything else is substantial evidence. And yeah, you guys, so I just wanted to let you guys know of the forces of supernatural, that yes, Nefertiti has arrived and healing is among us. So we can now heal into life in the supernatural like realms of life as a soldier. Once some people deem of a soldier, that's what basically deeming as a soldier. But it's just to make sure you know in a supernatural way of life, it just helps you stay guarded instead of manipulative, mischievous type of thinking. Because of course, day and night has their forces, but Nefertiti always is remaining balance of force too. So Nefertiti, long live Nefertiti. Yes, you guys, long live Nefertiti. I'm a spiritual mentor, I'm a therapist, and everything else for the supernatural therapy and life therapy too. But when you become a soldier, you know, you're deeming yourself as a spiritual soldier in light. So, yes. So I will see you guys in the next video, you guys. And I will just tell you guys, I want to say thank you for this wonderful video that was able to be used as my own reactions video. But of course, this is their full ownership of their copywritten material. I just owned my reactions video, and that's what I was just doing. But I want to say thank you for watching, you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one.